ArriveAI is using artificial intelligence, automation, and big data to improve delivery. With me is Dan O'Toole, the CEO. I gave a brief explanation and elaborate on exactly what ArriveAI is doing.
Yeah, absolutely. In the baseline terms, think of it as the next generation mailbox. We're consolidating all delivery to one secure point, autonomous, robotic, drone, unmanned driverless vehicles, U.S. mail, and conventional.
Okay. And you just recently had an IPO, so congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. The best and worst day of my life. I'm just kidding.
No, it's a lot.
It is a lot. It's a
How
lot.
was that process and why become a public company?
That was a huge process. I'm glad we did it incrementally because it didn't seem as bad. But as you look back, you're like, wow, we spanned a lot of ground there. Why did we do that? It's hard raising money in the private side today. It's been really tough. The VC world has dried up. The IPO window froze, and we went through a lot. We kind of went through the other way around. We crowdfunded
Yes.
very successfully, but we needed access to big capital. We needed to be able to get ahead of our burn rate. When you're crowdfunding, it's such a grind. You can never really get ahead of that. And we got a lot to do.
Well, and I think the investors like that exit too. So the people who participated in the crowdfund.
Yeah, they all love that exit if it's up.
With
We've
higher.
got a little turbulence, to be honest with you,
Well,
but
let's talk about that since you brought up. So it's been volatile.
it's been all
You've only been public for a couple of weeks. So,
fair.
do you think that's kind of just people, it'll smooth out over time, or how do you navigate that?
Well, here's the thing. I'm the biggest shareholder in the company, so what's good for our shareholders is great for me, and it really means a lot. We're all aligned. And when you go public, obviously you want to you're tethered to the stock ticker, right? That's your world. But I'm learning to just back away. You can't get fixated on day-to-day movement. We're executing. We got a great business plan. We have the capital that we've needed. If you loved us before, I love us more than ever. You know what I mean? We got access to this capital. We've announced 2 revenue deals in the last week. So things are, big and bright, but we got to execute, right?
So let's talk about that then, the long term, because the shareholders who do stick around, want to see growth and a plan and where you're going. So what is on the horizon?
As I mentioned, we announced 2 revenue generating deals last week. We're executing on those. Those are big growth opportunities for us. We've identified the medical pharmaceutical market as a first mover in our space. They're fixated on, they've got high valued items that they're moving, time critical, chain of custody, all those things align with what we're doing. So that's kind of our first use case. And we're rolling out with a pharmaceutical delivery company on the East Coast called GoTo Delivery. We've partnered with a company called Hancock Healthcare in Indianapolis, Greenfield area. They've got 30 hospitals in their network. And we're going to crawl, walk around, but we see a big opportunity there. And it just catches fire. People in the industry see what's happening, and we're getting outreach every day, literally from all over the world, which is really exciting.
And that's what makes the company unique is you've got these mailboxes, so to speak, but are secure.
Right.
Right. So they're good for certain delivery of certain things like medicines. What are some other potential?
We have a heated and cooled cargo areas, pharmaceuticals, food delivery, things like that. Chain of custody. If you're getting an iPhone or a new computer, you don't have to take the day off work. The item will show up seamlessly, get delivered securely. You'll get a notification, peace of mind, right? I always say if a food delivery comes to your front door and gets laid on your front doorstep for 10 minutes, what happened in that 10 minutes, right? You never really know. Did a spider crawl in? Did somebody sabotage it? Who knows, right?
100 degrees humid outside.
Right. Anything, we're giving peace of mind. And there's so many other things, return logistics. If you have an item you want to return from Amazon, you can hit the return icon on your app. It'll populate your last 12 purchases. You pick the item you want to send back. It alerts Amazon, maybe dispatch UPS or another carrier. The item gets picked up seamlessly. You don't have to print a label. You don't have to find your receipt. That credit comes back to you. I call it a shipping store at your door.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to Kohl's or Whole Foods anymore.
Yeah. Well, would you ever do business with a big, like an Amazon or something?
We're going to do business with everyone. the consumer is the strongest voice, right? When a consumer tells their vendor what they want, that's strong. Because we have the ability to consolidate all your purchases and give great things like the return logistics. We see all commerce funneling through our system, and it's a platform and a network. It's better, faster, fresher, cheaper, greener, safer. Those are all the things you get when you're working with us.
Okay. Well, congratulations on the IPO. I know it's a whole new world.
It
It's
is.
quite a feat.
Yeah.
So
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thanks, Jan. Thank you.